So this video is going to be very, very different from most of my other ones. Usually I'm focused on political opinions, having statistics to back it up, having solely statistical videos. Today we are here in more of a speech setting as we are here to talk about a grave evil. And before I begin the speech, I would like to give a few definitions. The definition of genocide first. Both of these definitions will be from the New Oxford Dictionary. Now, genocide is the deliberate killing of a large group of people, especially of a particular ethnic group or nation. The second word that I would like to define is a fetus. A fetus is an unborn offspring of a mammal. In particular, an unborn human baby more than 8 weeks after conception. Now, first of all, I can agree with this definition to an extent. I would like to know why they say 8 weeks is the cutoff for it being a human being. We will be getting into the cutoff periods in a little bit. So, now that I've given my definitions, the reason that I'm here to talk about this is obviously we're here to talk about abortion. We're here to talk about the grave evil that is plaguing our democracy. Now, people may ask why I am qualified in order to speak on this issue. I am qualified to speak on this issue because I am a human being who has a sense of morality. I am a citizen of the United States of America. The United States of America is a country that is supposed to be based on the moral truth that it is very wrong to kill another human being. And with that, I would like to get into my main points of why abortion is wrong, whether you go from it logistically, morally, or biologically. So the first point that I want to talk about is the logistical point. Now first we're going to start off with when it is considered a human being and when you are allowed to kill it. Now, when we talk about things, the three main things that I hear are the heartbeat, the lungs, and sentience for whatever reason. So let's talk about the heartbeat first. A fetus can feel a heartbeat at 6 weeks. Now, according to the AH journals, there are also 3 million people that are going off of pacemakers. We do not have the right to kill them. The next thing we can talk about is the lungs. At 26 weeks, the baby develops the lungs. According to Newsweek, there are still 3 people that are going off of iron lungs. Even though it's a very, very, very small number, it does not give us the right to kill them. Third is, of course, sentience, which is a very interesting claim. However, according to the BBC, there are 105 people that are currently in a coma. Now, sentience is the ability to feel, and particularly feel pain. Well, apparently babies can feel pain up to 8 weeks, so that kind of demolishes that argument. So that's the logistical side of it. Now we can talk about the moral side. Now we can finally get into the moral aspect of things. Now we're going to start off with is the rape argument, and first I want to say the rapist should be killed and you are scum to the earth. Now we can actually get into these statistics. Gutmacher, which I'm going to be using for the majority of this portion, is giving us statistics on reasons why women have abortions. Now this is solely for moral reasons, of course, and rape and incest accounts for about 0.3% of all abortions. Now, even if we were going to make it so that there were women that didn't want to say this was the reason, in order to make this a vast majority of abortions, that there would have to be 30 million women that would come out right now and say that it was because of rape. And I don't think that that's going to be happening anytime soon. That's just a logistic impossibility. The second reason that we always hear about is health problems. What if the mother's life is in danger? What if the baby's life is in danger? Now, there's two things to unpack there. But first of all, I do want to say that then we can actually start talking about things on a moral level. Of course, we are still talking about 2 human beings, and I think that there are some cases where, yes, the mother's life is more important because she is a living human already. The baby is a living human also. So, what are the statistics on that? Well, we have 3% of abortions being had because of fetal problems in the womb. 4% are because of the physical problems of the woman not being able to have children. So we have 7% there. And now we can actually get into the real meat of why women have abortions. And this is because of convenience. And the statistics here to back this up is that 25% of women say that they have abortions because they are simply not ready to be a mother. 23% of abortions happen because mothers say that they cannot afford a child at the time. 19% of women say that they have abortions because they are done having children. Okay, first of all, if you have children already and you're still pro-abortion, there's something that's a little interesting there, and I would love to hear the take on that. But as you can see, we have a vast majority of reasons for abortions simply being convenience or just not wanting to change a style of life. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the biological side of things. Finally, we get to talk about the biology, and there's not a whole lot of numbers that can go along with this. This is simply scientific evidence. The first thing that I want to talk about is when people say that it is their body. That is simply not true. When you have a child inside of you, you do not have 2 heads, 4 arms, and 4 legs. That's simply not the case. What you are doing is you are nurturing another human being with your nutrients. That does not necessarily mean that this is you. Mainly because it will be detached from you at one point and will be living on its own. The other argument for that is that how a baby is created is by sperm. That is not you. That is somebody else. And the second thing I want to talk about is blood type in biology. Now, what if the child has the father's blood type but not yours? What your body does is it actually will reject blood types that are not yours in order to fight things because they think that this is an invading virus of some sort. So this is not you. I'm actually kind of surprised that white blood cells don't try to attack the sperm that comes in. That's not you. And the last thing that I want to talk about is placement. Now, I don't know if this is a biological level, but it still says the same thing, that you are still the same exact thing, whether you're 5 inches inside the birth canal or 5 inches outside the birth canal, especially when it comes to the 9-month period. There's nothing magical about the birth canal that makes it suddenly a living human being. So, that is the biological side of it. And before I conclude this, I would like to start by saying that I know that there are a lot of people that can come up with anecdotes that can tell me sob stories, and I do feel bad if there was times of rape, incest, or just hard times. I can be sympathetic with that. What I cannot be sympathetic with is killing another living being solely because you need to feel better for some reason. I can actually counter your anecdotes with my anecdotes with people who have had very tough positions that decided to have a child. Now, the question of if you are really struggling is, what is more noble? Taking out something because you want to be able to live your life a little bit better, or is it more noble to say, you know what, maybe I'm not going to eat tonight because I can only afford food for one person, and I want to feed my child tonight. And with that, I would like to conclude this and give a call out that we need to be fighting this grave evil. We need to stand up to it, and we need to end this. Thank you.